Good morning, students. Am I audible? Am I audible? Can everyone hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. In the last class, I think I started my discussion on the carbonates. Is it not? So today we shall continue our discussion on the carbonate group of minerals itself. Okay. I think I was discussing from this point, that is magnesite had been discussed. Is it not? So from today we are going to discuss on the dolomite group, and we shall continue discussion on the rest of the aspects. Okay. So what are dolomites? Actually, dolomites are a common rock forming minerals which is chemically composed of calcium, magnesium, carbonate. So it comprises of both the minerals of calcium and magnesium along with the carbonate mineral. Okay. So dolomite is a special group of mineral which is especially having a very important use in many of the industries apart from your rock forming mineral. Okay. Apart from your ore forming or rock forming mineral, it is also having its application in the steel and other industries also. Steel industry is also in the melting of flux. In the melting of iron, it is used as a flux. So dolomite is one mineral which is combined together with calcium and magnesium. Okay. Calcium and magnesium together joins to form a dolomite mineral. It's a calcium magnesium carbonate. Okay. So it is a very important component of the sedimentary rock, which is also known as a dolostone, and a metamorphic rock known as a dolomitic marble. Okay. So limestone which contains some amount of dolomite is also called as a dolomitic limestone. Clear? So what are the physical properties, general physical properties of the dolomite group? So usually the general physical properties is chemical classification, it is classified under the carbonate group. The color is colorless, usually colorless, but sometimes it appears in the form of white. Even pink varieties are reported from the Kola Peninsula, that is Russia. You get the green varieties from the Africa. The gray are the ones which are common from India, and the black ones are common from India. The brown ones are reported from parts of South America. Clear? So this streak is white in color and the luster is vitreous to pearly. So diaphanity is sometimes transparent to translucent. So the cleavages are very perfect in nature. It comprises of the rhombohedral cleavages, which is in three directions. Okay. So it has got a very perfect cleavages, that is rhombohedral cleavages, which are present in three directions and having a Mohs hardness of 3.5 to 4. The specific gravity is 2.8 to 2.9. So the diagnostic properties from which, by virtue of which you can identify mineral, is the rhombohedral cleavages. The powdered form effervescence gives a brisk effervescence in weakly dilute HCl, and the hardness. Okay, so these are the diagnostic properties by virtue of which you can identify the dolomite group of minerals. So the chemical composition is already stated. It is calcium magnesium carbonate, CaMgCO3 twice. This may be even a Viva question also in the practicals. So the external may ask you for a Viva question like what is the chemical composition of the dolomite, because it's a very important application in the construction industry and also the cement industries. Okay, so the chemical composition, it is one which is comprised of both the calcium and magnesium along with the carbonate mineral in them. Okay, so the crystal system is hexagonal in nature. So coming to the uses are, it is used as a construction aggregate in the cement manufacture, as a dimension stone. So in many parts of the northern Karnataka, especially in the parts of Gulbarga, the Bijapur, the Bagalkot, and Raichur, parts of all these areas, you can find this dolomite itself is used as a construction dimension stones for the foundation stones. It is sometimes used as a foundation stones also. Okay, and also the hardened materials are also used as for the construction also. You can see the parts of the Saudati fort is being part, not the entire fort, but the part of the fort is also built by this dolomitic limestone only. Okay, so it is also calcined to produce the lime. So calcination process, which comprises of the produced lime also, and also in all sometimes in oil and gas reservoirs also used. It is known to gas reservoir, and oil reservoir is being known to restore or the store the oil and gas. It is used as a source of magnesia for the chemical industry and also agricultural soil treatments, and also as a metallurgical flux. Coming to the dolomite, this is how the calcium magnesium carbonate, the dolomite looks. These are the ones that are found from the Africa. This is the one that is found from the Indian variety dolomite. Okay, so uses of dolomite. So the very important use, as already stated, it is in the construction industry. It is also called as a dolostone. See, a pure dolomite is a mineral. Okay, pure dolomite is a mineral, whereas a dolostone is a metamorphic rock, which is especially called as a dolomite marble. Okay, so the name for the another name for the dolostone is the dolomitic marble. Okay, which is actually as hard as marble itself. It is as hard as marble itself. You can see the part of your the world famous your Bijapur one Golgumbas, the part of the Golgumbas where you can find the whispering gallery at the top. It is made out of this dolomitic marble itself. It is not marble, it is made up of dolomitic marble. So that's why it is very hard enough. And also the part of the Barakaman, which is again found in the same Bijapur itself, is also made from this dolomitic marble itself. And also the Ibrahim Rosa, which is found again in the Bijapur itself, is made up of this marble itself. And part of the Golconda fort also, which is present in Hyderabad, is also made up of this dolomitic marble itself. Okay, so there's a difference between marble and a dolomitic marble. So the limestone undergoes metamorphism to form a marble, whereas if that limestone contains some amount of dolomite within them, okay, limestone is nothing but CaCO3, calcium carbonate. I repeat, limestone is CaCO3. It may be sometimes calcium oxide also, CaO. Sometimes limestone may also be calcium oxide also, CaO, or it may be calcium carbonate, CaCO3. If that calcium carbonate comprises of both the calcium as well as magnesium, that is calcite and magnesite, both of them joined together, it comprises of the dolomite. Okay, such minerals are also called as a dolomites. Okay, so that dolomite, if it undergoes metamorphism, it forms a dolomitic marble, which is much harder than the usual marble only. Okay, so it is also crushed and sized and used as a rose based material, as aggregate in concrete and asphalt, railroad ballast, riprap, or the fills. Okay, so it is used as aggregates before they lay the road. They, you know that in parts of South Karnataka, they use this the granite aggregates. They use the granite aggregates. Similarly, in northern Karnataka, they use this dolomitic aggregates only. Okay, as for a asphalt also for the laying of the roads. Clear. So and also it is used as a railroad ballast between the two railroads. You can find some amount of the in southern Karnataka. What they do is they use the gneiss or the granitic aggregates. Similarly, in parts of northern Karnataka, they use this dolomite itself as a ballast. Okay, and also for the filling materials. That is, during the pavement construction, during the construction of the pavements, what they do is they use the powder form of the granites or the gneisses in southern Karnataka. But in northern Karnataka, what they do is they usually do this with a fills. Okay, and also it is also calcined in the production of cement. Okay, so calcination process wherein they use this the calcium oxide, they blow a lime into it, and also they calcine, and also the process of calcination takes place, and it is used in the manufacture of cement also. And sometimes it is also cut into blocks of the specific sizes, which is called as a dimension stone, as we call a size stone in southern Karnataka. The big stones that are used in foundations, the big stones which are used in foundations, usually what happens is the same ones are used in the northern Karnataka also, which are called as a dimension stones. Okay, it is also used as a flux, which is used in metal processing. Flux is a material which is used in the reduction of a certain element. Okay, now is in iron steel industries, if you have to separate the iron, then it contains many of the impurities within them in the form of calcium, magnesium, silicates, along with the iron, Fe. Okay, so in order to remove the Fe, you have to remove the calcium, magnesium, and the silicates present within them. So that work will be done by the fluxing agent, which is used as a flux. So in the production of the as a flux in the metal processing, it is also used as an ingredient in the production of glass, bricks, and the ceramics. Okay, it is also a very important ingredient in the production of glass, in the production of bricks, and also the ceramics. Clear. So it also serves as a host rock for many deposits, like your lead zinc deposits and also the copper deposits. So host rock means it is the one with along which the ore or the metal will be excavated, or it will be found out. Next, it also serves as a gas reservoir, oil reservoir, or oil is found to be trapped within this dolomites. Okay, oil and gas are also usually found to be trapped within this dolomite only. Okay, so next important one is a gypsum. So you know it's a evaporite mineral. So gypsum is nothing but a calcium sulfate with a molecule of water. Okay, it's nothing but a calcium sulfate with a molecule of water. CaSO4 2H2O is the chemical composition of gypsum. So it is evaporite mineral, which means to say it can found be evaporation. It is found by the process of evaporation. Okay, so what happens is the deeper elements evaporates, the lighter calcium, the lighter sulfur, the lighter oxygen evaporates to the top of the earth, wherein the collection will be done on the upper crust levels. Okay, so it is found in the sedimentary deposits in association with the other minerals like the halite, anhydrite, sulfur, calcite, and the dolomite. So wherever you can find this calcite and dolomite, some amount of gypsum can also be found along with them. Okay, so the twin mineral of the gypsum is the anhydrite. Okay, the twin mineral. So gypsum is calcium sulfate with two molecules of water, whereas anhydrite is only calcium sulfate without the saturation of water. Clear? Gypsum contains is calcium sulfate with two molecules of water, whereas anhydrite is only calcium sulfate without a molecule of water. Okay, so difference is that the gypsum contains two waters and anhydrite is without water. So it is the most common sulfate mineral. Gypsum is a very most common sulfate mineral. So coming to the physical properties of gypsum, the chemical classification is always, again it comes into the class of sulfates, not the carbonates. And the color is clear. Sometimes it is clear in color, white, it is colorless, and also white varieties are available in India. You get the gray varieties also from India itself. The yellow, red, and brown are the ones that are found from the Africa. Okay, so usually the streak is white in color because the hardness is very low. 2, the hardness of the gypsum is 2 on the Mohs scale after talc. The most softest mineral after talc is your gypsum itself. It is having a luster of vitreous, sometimes silky, and even the boiled gypsum. If you boil the gypsum, as you boil the sugar, how you can find the liquid sugar? If you start boiling sugar, you can find the liquid sugar, they call sakrapaka. Okay, how it resembles, even the gypsum which is being boiled finds to be in the same way itself. Okay, so having a definity of transparent to translucent, and also cleavages are very perfect in nature, and having a Mohs hardness of 2 and specific gravity is 2.3. So the diagnostic properties are again its cleavages, the specific gravity, and also the low hardness makes the mineral very identifiable. Coming to the chemical composition, it is hydrous calcium sulfate, that is calcium sulfate with 2 molecules of water. So crystal system is monoclinic. And now the important is the uses. It is used in the manufacture of drywall, the plaster, joint compounds, and also in agriculture, in the soil treatment. Sometimes what happens is the soil may get a reduction of sulfates. Okay, so enhance the sulfates in the soil. What they do is usually they deploy this gypsum into the soil to enhance them. Okay, to enhance the quality of the soil, to increase the soil productivity in the terms of sulfur, they use this gypsum. Okay, so uses of gypsums includes manufacture of wall boards. You can see the wall boards, the blackboards on which we write. The cement, very important application is in the manufacture of cement. Why it is used in the manufacture of cement? Anybody can explain why it is being used in the manufacture of cement? Initially, cement does not contain gypsum. It only contains limestone. Okay, so limestone only, because if you use the limestone very raw without the addition of gypsum, the settling of the cement is very quick. Okay, so settling of the cement takes place very rapidly if you don't add the gypsum. So if you add the gypsum, then the settling amount of the cement reduces. Okay, the drying constant of the cement reduces. Okay, so it will not dry as soon as you are going to be using it. Okay, it takes some time. So that's why they usually use this gypsum. And also in the manufacture of plaster of Paris as a soil conditioning, a hardening retarder in Portland cements. Okay, a hardening retarder, so hardness, to increase the hardness and also the maintain the settling ratios. Okay, so this gypsum is being used. So the varieties of gypsums which used called as a satin spar and a alabaster, which are again used for a variety of ornamental purposes. See, satin spar is sometimes the one which is confused with the pearl. Okay, so satin spar resembles pearl only. Both of them are usually looking alike itself. You cannot differentiate both satin spar and a pearl. But the only difference you can make out is that the satin spar contains some fibers in them. Okay, if you start holding that into the fire, the satin spar catches the fire, whereas the pearl will not never catch the fire because it is only calcium carbonate. Pearl is only calcium carbonate, but the satin spar usually fibers. Sometimes it catches the fire also. Even the satin spar is also used sometimes for the ornamental purposes. And also the alabaster. Yes, alabaster is the one that is obtained from Australia. Again, it is used as a ornamental stone itself. Okay, their low hardness limits only their durability. The hardness is very low. That's why the durability of that mineral is very low. Okay, So this is the one which is used as a gypsum. You can see how exactly the gypsum looks like. So this is the one which is a transparent variety from India. Okay, so this is the one which is used from the Australian. Okay, so this is the one which they call the decorative purposes. They sometimes what they do is they use this for a decorative purposes also. Okay, so coming to the mica group. So mica group I'm going to discuss tomorrow. If you have got any questions, you can ask me now. Or else I'm going to continue with the mica group itself. Okay, I'm going to complete this mica also today. So mica group, you know, it is a large group of mica minerals which are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. So they vary in chemical composition, but they belong to a single class of sheet silicates. Okay, that's why you can say that they can be removed in the form of sheets. Okay, so the generalized composition for the mica is potassium, magnesium, iron, aluminium, silicate with iron and hydrous molecule K, Mg, Fe, 3, Al, Si3, O10, F, OH twice. Coming to the general physical properties of the mica, the chemical classification is under the sheet silicates. The color is black, dark green, and dark brown. All these three varieties are available from the India itself. The black varieties are obtained from India. Even the dark green varieties are also found in India. That is the muscovite mica, and the dark brown variety, which is called as zinwaldite, is also obtained from India itself. Okay, so the largest producer of the mica is the India itself, and that is in Andhra Pradesh, the Nellore Goodur belt of the Andhra Pradesh, which is found within the Andhra Pradesh. The Nellore and the Goodur sector of the Andhra Pradesh is known to be very richest source of the micas. In Karnataka, if you go towards this Karighatta, that is in parts of Sringpatna, you have got a Karighatta where you can find lots of this mica. Okay, so the streak is white in color and the luster is vitreous to pearly. So definitely is thin sheets are transparent to translucent, but the books are opaque. An entire book will be opaque, but if you remove a single sheet, it will be transparent to translucent. So the cleavages are perfect in nature, which is having a Mohs hardness of 2.5 to 3. The specific gravity is 2.7 to 3.4. So diagnostic property, the sheet structure itself is the diagnostic property, apart from its dark color and the perfect cleavages. The sheet structure, you can see the sheet-like structure which is found in the micas are always a diagnostic property, having a crystal system of monoclinic crystal system. So what are the uses? Yes, it is used in the filler and pigment in paints, and also it reduces the water penetration and the weathering. Okay, as it contains the sheet-like structure, it reduces the amount of water that can be infiltrated into the walls. Okay, so that's why it is used as a filler and a pigment in the paints. It is also used in the asphalt roofing. So sometimes you can see the houses are being roofed with the asphalt, that is tar will be coated on the roofs. Okay, so it is again used in that. So important ingredient in the cosmetics. So this is very important. It is used as an ingredient in blushes, eyeliner, eyeshadow, the foundation, hair and body glitters, lipsticks, lip gloss, mascara, and the nail polish. Okay, so these are the ones which are having a very important applications in the cosmetics also. Now many of the girls will start asking, what is this? If even the cosmetics do contain this mica? Yes, you have to pay attention that the cosmetics also do contain this mica. Okay, so you will be applying the mineral itself. You know that sometimes it glitters, even, is it not? So blushes, eyeliner, or something like that, eyeshadows, or the foundation, or the hair and body glitters which you use, the lipstick which shines, the lip gloss, the mascara, and the nail polish. Why it glows? Because it contains some amounts of the mica within them. Okay, and in the electrical industries, it is used as an insulator because it does not allow the current to pass through it. That's why it is used as an important insulator. Okay, so these are the mica sheets which you can see. So these are the biotite micas and these are the muscovite micas. How exactly you can see? These are the black in color. You can remove them in the form of sheets. Okay, so with this I have completed the carbonate group, gypsum, and the mica also. If you have got any questions, you can ask now. So I think next week I'll be having a small test for you people. Okay, and I'm going to upload all these notes and PPT, the first module notes and PPT into the Google Classroom. You can have a look at it and you can download it from there and you can study it. Okay, so next week by Monday, I'm going to announce the date of the test also. Be ready for it. Okay, by next week, I'm going to conduct a surprise test. It will be for 20 marks. It will be considered for the CIE as well as for your assignment also. For both the purposes, we are going to consider it. Okay, if you have got any questions, you can ask now. If you have got no questions, we shall continue discussion next class. Thank you.